So in this video, I'll be showing you how to create a content repurposing workflow in n8n, which takes a YouTube video, pulls out the transcript, and creates LinkedIn posts, Facebook posts, Instagram posts, whatever you want to do with that YouTube video transcript. You can later modify this workflow to your likings. So first I'll go over what's the purpose and how it works, and then we get into the details how each node works. So we start it manually. You can actually start it with a timer, so let's say 15 minutes. It goes into a Google Sheet, which I have it right here. So right now, for demonstration purposes, I have two links. These are both of my previous YouTube videos, and two other columns, which are status and post. So in the status one, we have next and done. And in the post is the end result that we get from the whole workflow. So then we go over and loop over all the items in the Google Sheet. We set a link, parse it with a JavaScript code node, API calls, and two basic chains, and then update the Google Sheet. So we'll go step by step, and I'll show you everything along the way. So we started manually, as I said, in our instance. Then we go into the Google Sheet. We check if there are certain parameters met. So this one, I have it on video links, which is the sheet's name, and then on the list one. So I left that as it was set from the first time, and I didn't change it. And then we check if the status is next beside the link, so the workflow can know that that's the one that we need to parse right now. As you can see on the right side, we have two links, which are both the YouTube video links from the Google Sheet that we are going to process. So then we go into the next node, which is a loop over item node. So it's just a basic node that goes over each item that we retrieved from the previous node. Then we go to the manual mapping, so set link node, where we take the YouTube link value and paste it into a new variable. So we'll call it YouTube video link, or you can name it whatever you want. It doesn't matter as long as you remember what you named it. So then we go into the next node, which is a JavaScript code node, where we parse out the short code from the YouTube video link, which is, in our case, it's the 0WT to all the way to the Y. So that's the code that we'll need to actually send to the API that will get the YouTube link transcript and send us back. So we do that with some JavaScript code, which I asked Claude to create for me. So you don't have to be a technical genius. You don't have to be a programmer for this workflow to work. And you can use mine, or you can try it out for yourself and see how it works. So the main purpose is for the node to extract the short code from the YouTube link. As you can see, we got two values out of it. So it's the YouTube link from the previous node and a video ID, which is the short code that I said from 0 to Y. Then we go to the next node, which is a transcript API. So we send a call into the Rapid API. Is a API marketplace where you can find a lot of free or paid APIs, and so you can call them. In our case, we're using YouTube Summarizer, and we're using that to send the YouTube video in, and it sends back the YouTube transcript, so we can repurpose that in our next nodes. So for setting up, it might seem complicated, but it's really not, because the API has a good documentation. We'll need a URL. It needs to be a GET request. That's a must. Otherwise, it won't work. We have a few query parameters, which is ID. We send in the shortened YouTube code. We have a type, which is YouTube, which corresponds that it's a YouTube video. Then we have regenerate. We have false. I don't know what that does. I didn't read, but in the specification, it stated that it needs to be false. Then we have a few headers. We have Rapid API host and Rapid API key. So all of this you will find on the website of the API. You go under transcripts, and then you see all of the apps, API key, and URLs. To make it easier for you, you can copy the C URL here and paste it into the import C URL field. That's it. You import it, and you don't have to finick with anything. You just leave it as is, and you can make an API request. So this usually takes about 5 to 10 seconds, depending on the YouTube video length and how good your internet is. So on the right side, you can see we got the transcript, the whole transcript from the video. So right now it's the first one in the Google Sheet, and this is the entire transcript that we'll use in the next node. So next nodes are two basic LLM chains where we hook it up to OpenAPI chat model. I'm using a GPT-4o model on both of them, and for now it's worked for me pretty good, but I'm still searching for models that fit certain criteria the best and when to use them. So we have a basically you make an AI call where you send in the transcript, and then you give it a prompt. We give it a system prompt where we tell it what to do with the transcript, how to transform it, so our next node can use this data. So it's a pretty long a prompt, but you can check them out here on my Google Doc, which I'll share in the link below, so you don't have to search for it or type it out manually, or you can just prompt Claude or API or ChatGPT to make it for you and test them out. So we have it for both chains, the first one and the second one, which is right here, and you'll find them both in the same document so that you don't have to search for it. And we can run this node and you'll see what we get out of it. So now we got the transcript that we got from the previous API call, and we formatted it into a format that our next node will understand and can more simply process the whole data so that it's easier for the AI to generate the intended outcome, and we don't use a lot of uh, API call keys tokens. So we save some money, but it's not really expensive. So with the next chain prompt, it's basically the same thing, but we just transform the transcript, the text that we got from the previous AI node, and we actually generate a Instagram post or a LinkedIn post, whatever you're doing. In our occasion, we're doing a LinkedIn post. So the prompt reflects that and it gives it proper instructions, because IG posts and LinkedIn posts differ a bit on the type of content you need to put into them because of the people that are using those platforms. So these two nodes will take a bit of time to generate because you are using a large prompt with a really large text. So you can expect a bit of a time delay with this. But as you can see, we got the formatted text that we were looking for it. So you got the formatted text on the right that we can use for a LinkedIn post. It generates it in Markdown language. So that just means a certain format of the text that the browser and all the other nodes know how to use. It's just a how the text will look in the end. So I did pin the content from the previous node so I don't have to run it every time through the both of the AI prompts. And in the last node we have is a Google Sheet where we have a update operation. So we do basically the same thing as in the first, but we don't take out data, we put it in. So we set the status to done, and when you press test step or the workflow goes through, it should update the row. So it did as intended. We have the video link, and the status was updated to done, and we have the whole LinkedIn post typed out, and you can see it actually gives good points from the video. And you can send this, let's say, into a Google Draft, or you can repurpose this text and actually create a LinkedIn post. You can use a few more API calls, which I don't have implemented here, but the main focus with this workflow was that you can use a YouTube video ID and pull out the transcript and create a LinkedIn post. And when you run through the whole system, it will take everything out, do the same Google Sheet, and update it. So you get an updated row. And that's mostly what this is used for. Uh, in my opinion, who could use this is anyone that needs to post a lot on other platforms. So your main let's say your main platform is YouTube, or you do podcasts, and you need to use some content to put it on other platforms, which saves up a lot of time. I know that these editing sessions take up a lot and a lot of time, and depending on the whole length of the video, you actually have to search for the good bits, pull them out, repurpose the content, post it, and this just automates the whole system, and you will save a lot of time if you implement this. And you can use this content in any way, shape, or form you want it. You can do something with the text in between. You can use it for something else at the end. You can hook up other nodes, call other stuff. You can really do whatever you want with this. This is just a quick guide how to set up the first part or the whole automation. It depends on what exactly you need. And here for the end, I have a markdown node, which will turn the text that you saw that we saved into the Google Sheets. We format it into HTML, so the browser can actually process the whole text correctly and format it correctly with headings, bold text, colors, whatever you want. You turn that markdown into HTML, and that's the end part that you will get from this workflow. So thanks for watching. If you have any more questions to ask about this workflow or anything else related to AI, put them down in the comments. I'll answer them. You can check me out on or DM me on Instagram, which is Timon Karat. You'll have it in the description, and the prompts for the both AI chains I will provide in the Google Docs document, and you can look it for yourself and try them out, implement them in your own way, or modify them as you wish. And thanks for watching.